everybody, I'm back. We are working on week 2's informational text. And so far I have read to you ladybugs, and we learned some interesting facts about ladybugs, where they eat, what they eat, and how they hibernate. We also read about sharks, how they like water, being cold, and where they live, and where they can be found in the world. So to go with our informational text, we are going to be doing a research packet. Now, this is a small research packet, and you can use both the shark and ladybug informational text that we provided for you. But there are also some other links for books like Know-It-All's Sharks that will be provided in the link. I've also read the story Ladybugs. And if you choose, you could also do your story over the Journey of the Butterflies, which we've got attached from last week's, if you don't have information of your own. So for our research packet, we are going to choose an insect or animal that you would like to write about. And the first thing you need to do is make sure your name is in your cover. And then you're going to tell me what you're going to do your research project over. So, for example, I might choose butterflies. So, on the very front cover, we are going to have to draw an illustration of whatever it is that you choose to write about this week. So, I'm going to simply make my butterfly really quick. And I would go back and color my picture and label my parts. On the next page, I know this about butterflies. So on this page, I'm going to write 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 complete sentences about what I already know about butterflies. Now, we've learned a lot about butterflies, so you should be able to write some very good sentences. And remember, when we're writing complete sentences, we need to make sure we have capital letters. We also need punctuation. And I know in Miss Steely's class, we often talk about how we need 5 to 7 words for a sentence. Please don't write a short, simple sentence that says, I like butterflies. That's only 3 words, and 3 words is not a very good sentence. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and pause and write 4 sentences about your topic. Alright, once you're back, we're going to write again 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences about what I wonder about my topic of choice. So what I wonder usually has us writing questions. So I'm going to write a little hint up here on top of my paper. I'm going to write questions to remind me that when I write this sentence, this is going to be a question sentence. So for example, if I was going to be writing about butterflies, I might ask the question, how far do butterflies travel? Now, what's going to come at the end of my sentence? What kind of punctuation? Is it going to be a period, an exclamation point, or is this going to be a question mark? If you say question mark, you're correct. Don't forget, capital letters and punctuation. And I do have more than 5 words in my question. You're probably wondering what this box is for. When you go and you look up your animal or your critter, you're going to answer your question. How far do butterflies travel? Butterflies travel thousands thousands of miles. Now you'll notice my second sentence is a period because we are making a statement. So make sure you have one question mark and one period. When you have answered your question mark, go ahead and check your box. I'm going to go ahead and ask you to pause the video so that you can ask 4 questions about your topic. Interesting facts. As you are completing your reading and you're listening to the stories provided in the links, you're going to learn some new things that you may not have known before. For example, an interesting fact that you may not have known about monarchs when we were listening to them was that they hibernate in Mexico. You can see my pen is bleeding through, otherwise I would start at the top of my page, but because it's bleeding through, I'm coming down here. Now where do we start when we start writing? If you said on the very edge of the line, you are correct. You should always start on the far left-hand side of your paper. Now, again, check for capitalization and punctuation. And you'll notice I've capitalized Mexico. Mexico is what kind of noun, everybody? What kind? I can't hear you. Alright, if you said it's a proper noun, you are correct. A proper noun is a specific name of a specific place. And in this case, it's the country Mexico. You can go ahead and pause and write at least 4 complete sentences about interesting facts that you have learned about your topic of your choice. Alright, your last page is a notes page. If you're using a book from home, perhaps like me, I have a butterfly book at home that I would use for this. I would go ahead and write down the notes that I found to write my story. So for example, if I wanted to use a sentence that talked about how monarchs migrate through the United States, I might use one of these pages here. But if I'm writing something else, perhaps I'm describing the pupa case, I might be using the details from this page. So whatever details you choose to use, you're going to take your notes from your story. Now, you may not have a book at home. Maybe you're using our web learning devices, and that's all right too. If you're using a book provided, that works as well. You have lots of opportunities and choices. You may even have things like this laying around at home, a dictionary, an encyclopedia, or if you're like Gus, you're probably pulling out your tablet, and that's okay too. Go ahead and Google and find some interesting notes. And if you do use a source from home, write the book title up here so that Miss Steele or Miss Killingsworth can know where you got your information from. This is going to be the end of our video. You can go ahead and pause it and complete it. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off and say, bye guys!